Hey there, friends. Today we will talk about my first experiences with low blood sugar. And before I became a diabetic, I had actually some experience because my grandfather, he had diabetes as well. And I can remember one time after we went skiing, Norwegian, no, skiing, he just kind of passed out. I was very young at the time, a little kid, so I didn't really know what was going on. And I could see my grandmother bringing some very strong lemonade, and after a while that he came to himself. And I also remember at another cabin, Norwegians cabins, also there was some trouble in the night, and it was also my grandfather again having very low blood sugar. So I had some experiences before. And in the beginning, I still think I had some glycogen production because when I got low blood sugar, it was okay. It didn't get so much lower than 3.4, 3.5 millimoles, which is just a little bit under what you should have. In the standard, it's between 4 and 6. And I would feel a little bit, but not so much. But I remember so clearly this one night. I woke up and I felt absolutely horrible. I was lying in a pool of sweat and I was like cold sweating from my whole body. And I felt just so bad. Like I was very sick. And I can remember what my mind was thinking was like sugar, Coke, anything like that sweet. That was everything that was on my mind. I felt like a drug addict with a lot of abstinence or something, like craving my dose, and for me, in my case, then sugar. So I got out of bed, I checked my blood sugar, which was very low, maybe 2.4 or something. And as I was sleeping at that time, maybe it has been quite low for a long time before I actually woke up. I remember getting up the stairs to the kitchen and just taking the door of the refrigerator, like pulling it open and kind of eating everything like a mad dog. I was just starving for sugar, carbohydrates, anything that was sweet. I found some porridge, milk, juice, everything. I just, stuffed it into myself. And I felt very bad for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then slowly, I got back to my normal self. This was like the first really strong experience with low blood sugar, like really low blood sugar, 2.4, I think I measured it, and maybe it was at the point even lower. And it felt absolutely horrible. If you can picture the Dementors in Harry Potter, when they are kind of sucking out the life force of Harry, or other people as well, for me this is kind of the feeling I get, or what I imagine it must feel like. I feel depressed, like everything is bad. I feel super tired, like I just want to sleep, which I have done, which is not smart and is quite dangerous. So I really shouldn't have gone to sleep in this state, which I have had done in the beginning 1 or 2 times before I realized that that's actually quite dangerous. And I feel a bit, can I say, stupid, like my IQ drops 10, 20 IQ levels. Cannot really think, put sentences, put things together when my blood sugar is low. Like I'm a bit drunk or very hangover. It's also a bit of this feeling. Cold sweats, if it gets really low, I get cold sweats and it's not nice at all. Sometimes I go into the shower, it's still low, cold sweats, go into the shower again, and it's kind of have repeated itself when I really messed up with the dosage. I also sometimes when it got really low, feeling my heart beating super fast, which is also a very unpleasant state of being. Like your heart is almost like jumping out of your chest. And I also become very anxious and become very fearful sometimes in this state, because it's not easy. I don't know exactly how much food I should take, because if you take too much again, it will be high again. I remember this night where it was so low in the beginning, and I ate kind of the whole refrigerator. Then I would wake up later in the night and it was super high. So you kind of have to eat a bit, but the right amount, or you again have to struggle to get it down again from a high level. So this is also very difficult. And sometimes you take something and you stay in this state of low blood sugar for quite a while because you don't want to take too much, but you should have taken more. And you don't know, like it could continue down the trend, it cannot, it's like not possible to know perfectly. So it's extremely, extremely difficult. So this is also something like one has to worry about in this state. And then you have to wait. And this waiting time is also very difficult because you have no idea how long. Like normally 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but it also depends what you eat. If you have a lot of food in your stomach already that needs to be processed. So if I have something like pure sugar, it goes quite fast up. But it can also go very fast down again. If I have bread, it goes, or it depends on the bread of course, but let's say a bit darker bread, it goes more slowly up. But it also stays more stable before it goes down again. So there's always like a trade-off as well. And you don't always have like very fast carbohydrates in front of you. Sometimes you just have to eat what's there in this moment, which is also very, very challenging. You just sit there, you feel horrible, your body craves sugar, and you kind of just have to wait. You have taken some, and is it enough? Is it not enough? And you don't really know. Also now I have this sensor on my arm, and the problem there also is like a time delay. So even if it looks good, it's maybe dropping very fast or it's going down. Even if it looks bad, you feel good because it's already gone up again, because it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes time delay of the sensor that I have, which is also quite difficult to know. So even if it's good, it can show that my blood sugar is low, and even if it's bad, it can show my blood sugar is good. So it's also quite difficult. When you measure in the finger, of course, then it's more accurate. But of course you have to then measure in the finger, which is takes a bit more time and is a bit more annoying in the situations. So it's extremely, extremely unpleasant. I am lucky in a way because it can go even lower. I never experienced that in the earlier period. As I said, I had most likely some glycogen production, which makes your blood sugar go up again for certain reasons. And one of the reasons for me was when it got very low, it seemed like there was some kind of little bit of some help from my body to get it a bit up again. But it can become even lower than that. Yeah, you see people pass out, and even worse. Yeah, you can get into this shock, like my grandfather did. And it can be even worse than what I experienced. And it also takes a lot when you come back after. It's really tiring, it's really exhausting. You get tired, you want to relax, and sometimes you live a normal life, like you're in a classroom, like I'm a teacher, or you're at work, or you're at the gym, or whatever. And this can happen, like you don't know when it will happen next, which is also very, very challenging. It can just suddenly happen. But I was lucky in the beginning. I had mostly just a little bit low blood sugar, and this few times, especially in the night, it could get quite low, which was extremely unpleasant. And I feel really sorry for the people who experience this, and also who experience this even worse than what I do. But for me, the picture of the Dementors in Harry Potter, how they're kind of sucking out your life force, is really the feeling I get when my blood sugar gets low. It's really, really tough. Really, really tough, actually, to have this experience. So this was a bit for today about the experience of having low blood sugar. And again, I'm not a healthcare professional or anything like that. I'm just talking about my experience. So please consult them on what to do in a situation like that. It can be different for all of us. I'm just sharing my experience being a diabetic with you all. Have a wonderful day.